current's mighty strong. This is gonna be fun. Nothing like a wild, primitive stealth camp in the Loyalsock Forest. Here we go. Well, been through worse. Welcome to the Susquehanna, New York Railroad. Or well, it used to be. This is my latest adventure out here. I'm part of the Old Loggers Path. And both this trail and the trail we're going to use tomorrow can both be used to split up the Old Loggers Path into smaller hikes. The first we're going to be on the S&NY trail, ex-railroad. And tomorrow we're going to be jumping on Cherry Ridge Trail. And we're going to do a little midsection here of the Old Loggers Path for some winter camping. So the story of this here railroad, it goes back all the way to, I think, 1794. A man from England moved here. I think his name was Barclay.
In 1794, Robert Barclay of London, England, came to own 21,000 acres in what we now call Bradford County, Pennsylvania, located 14 miles northeast of our current location. In 1829, when Charles Barclay, son of Robert, became the owner, the existence of a large coal deposit of excellent quality was known, but still no road was cut and access to the coal was still limited.
My plan was not to start on this side of the trail. I'm lucky I got to this side. I tried to start on the other side, the ghost town of Mayston, where they take you when you look on all trails, or even if you look it up on Google Maps, it's there. But they get you all the way to the top of the hill, about a mile up, and there's no winter maintenance, and it just, I tested the waters with my vehicle, but it wasn't good. I barely got back out of that. So I decided to try to swing around the whole other side of the trail. I'm like, maybe I'll have better luck over there. And lo and behold, the road really wasn't that bad coming in here. I mean, I could have done all that in a regular old car. I was ready to call it. I was like, it's not meant to be. But I'm pretty excited it worked out. And I have a pick of several campsites. I can even camp right in here if I want to. I think there's a nice established campsite once we actually get the part where the Old Loggers Path joins up with it. At the beginning of the month, I was on the Centenario de Shape Trail, and that's an old railroad path. And I decided, this was on my list, and I'm like, I want to go check this out, have a little railroad thing going here. And it was fun looking up the history for it. So I'm going to do my best to give out some facts for this area and the history of the Susquehanna, New York Railroad Company in its heyday. Now, right now, I'm already seeing orange blazes, like the Old Loggers Path. I wonder if it's just to let you know that this is a connector trail for it.
In 1855, construction of a railroad out of Barclay Mountain commenced, and by 1856, the Barclay Railroad and Coal Company started to deliver coal 17 miles by rail to the nearby port town of Towanda, which had connections to Buffalo and New York City. A decade later, Towanda connected to Erie, Pennsylvania, and easier transportation to more markets. Significant damage occurred during the flood of 1900, leaving bridges and roadbeds in need of repairs. With the lumber industry about to expand, the Barclay Railroad Company was bought by Towanda and Western Railroad Company, and then absorbed by the Susquehanna and New York Railroad Company in 1902.
Well, it was a year after that they bought another railroad company called the Gray's Run Railroad Company, and they laid track through a new area, the Marsh Hill area, right off where we parked the car. The timber boom was about to begin. Okay, so it's been pretty straightforward, like an old railroad coming in here. But as I'm coming up here, there's an orange blaze, and it looks like things are about to change here. It looks like I'm gonna get really close to Pleasant Stream here. Yeah, it looks like there's just a hump there, and it's really grown in here on this section here. And I just wanted to say, even through all this grown in mess here, there are still markers indicating that we're heading towards the old loggers path, which is right up here. This little trail here is not only grown in, but it's got some big blowdowns in the way. Well, I've been through worse. There you go. Whew. This last section of the connector trail to the old loggers path, the last part of it, it's really nuts. A lot of crazy blowdowns and steep hills on each side, and then all the snow. Oh, it's nice to have this stream here next to you, reminding you don't fall that way. Okay, so I'm still on this old railroad here, and there's an orange blaze. And there's an old sign there. It's taken out of the ground, but it represents Old Loggers Path. Now I mapped this out on all trails, and it says the Old Loggers Path crosses here somewhere, and I just can't see where it's crossing, coming down this hill here and over across to that one. If I keep going up that way, I start to get a glimpse of Maston Road up on top there, and there's a big clearing. I'll probably show you that in a minute. I thought if I walked back here, I might see something that I missed, because it's really marshy here, and I was kind of watching my step. I thought maybe I missed the turn. Now my other option is to turn here, which would be going this way, and it's saying the Old Loggers Path is going that way, but I don't see anything of a path. I think I'm going to walk on this old railroad grade a little longer. Worst comes to worst, I'm just going to stay on it, because that was the plan. But I thought at this point I'd link up with the Old Loggers Path for just a little bit and then jump back on it. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Now my other option is to go down there, and that's where the Old Loggers Path is supposed to be according to my All Trails map I made. But this I know is the Susquehanna and New York Railroad, and I was planning on being on that anyway. So I'm gonna stick with what I know for now and keep an eye out to the right here. Now here we're coming up to the clearing, and the old railroad grade clearly keeps going. Maston Road is right up there above me. As soon as I get across this clearing, I see a couple orange markers off to the right up there on the trail. And there's a couple yellow flags here. I wonder if that's letting us know that that's where it links up. All right, mission accomplished. We made it the Old Loggers Path. My plan is to continue on the old railroad though. I could go up this way. That heads to the Sullivan Mountain area. And I might hit that tomorrow, coming back around the other way. I might change the whole plan up, who knows. But my plan is to go this way and jump back on the railroad whenever the Old Loggers Path breaks off from it. Now we're at the spot here where the Old Loggers Path crosses Pleasant Stream. And she does look flowing. Oh boy. According to the map I put together, my railroad grade is on the other side of that, so there is some nice camping on this side. I think it's about 30 degrees. I came out here for an adventure, and these boots are supposed to be somewhat waterproof, so I'd hate to get them even more wet than they already are, so I'm just gonna go for it here. Got my pants rolled up as far as they can go, and we're going in. This could be the smartest thing I've done on this trip, or the dumbest thing. Let's see. Here's to adventure. current's mighty strong. And I think the only thing that was on the stupid side there was me holding the camera with one hand, but I had my shoes in the other. I should have both hiking poles out to balance, because I almost bit it right in the middle there, because that current is pretty strong. I wasn't even thinking how cold it was. I was just worried about keeping my balance. Didn't realize how cold it was till I was a home stretch there. Right down to your bones, man. What I should have done was have one hiking pole in each hand, a boot in each hand, and my camera going. I wouldn't feel as dumb right now. Because if I would have fell, oh man. I don't mind getting wet, but I don't want all my clothes and things to get wet. I might have to start camping right here. Dry off. My toes are not happy with me after that ordeal. We'll walk it off here. Now over on this other side here, there is a nice campsite if I remember correctly. I'm definitely the first person to walk on this since this snow came down. The over here is a nice area. There it is. Nice seats made. Now I lost my trail. I was just on it. There's a blaze. Now I think our railroad is going over here somewhere. Let's walk up to this campsite. I'll give you a tour while I check my bearings. Yeah, this whole little section here by Pleasant Stream, nice camping area. Quite popular. As you can see, people got chairs built. At one time there was this giant throne built back there, but I think they decided to destroy that and make one for everybody. So yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be going that way, either down here or up there. So now we're above that campsite. The campsite's right down there below me. I came up here, it looked like a little bench area for, you know, railroad to ride along. Lo and behold, right ahead of me here, there's yellow, I see several of them. Yellow tree markers. There that is. Now the old loggers path is right down there. I kind of bushwhacked my way to here. Now I wonder if I walk over here, let's walk over to where these yellow markers meet the old loggers path. I wonder if there's a sign. Or is this an old buried trail? Okay, out here, here's the old loggers path. Beautiful path going up this way. And off to the right here is this old busted sign. Yellow markers. I don't know what the top said, but Bear Run Vista is 3.36 miles that way, or 0.4 miles. No, Bear Run is 3.6. Sorry, Bear Run is 3.36 miles. The Vista is 0.4 miles. So there's a Vista. Now on the old map, on the map I made, this was the S&NY trail. Let's see if I'm correct. There's a big, beautiful view up here. Pleasant Stream along this trail. This must have been the Vista, 0.4 miles in. Looks like an old landslide or something here. Oh, it might be nice camping down in there. I gotta start looking for that because it's getting that time. I don't want to be stuck out here in the dark looking for wood. So, nicely marked these yellow blazes hard. We just crossed this stream here. I think it's called Rock Spring Run. And following these yellow blazes, looks like we're going to curve around the side of this hill here. And yeah, I'm in camp mode now. I'm looking for a spot, even if it's a stealth, primitive spot. We gotta start hunkering down and getting warm and charging this battery here. I gotta be quick. I'm pushing the limits of my battery here, but along this railroad here, the S&NY, and right down here by Pleasant Stream, I see some, I think I'm gonna try to get down there in this area here. Got a little stream there, got some rocks I can build a fire pit with. I just gotta find a way down there. Looks pleasant. I don't see any huge dead trees from up here at least. Let's find a way down there and get this charged up. Yeah, down there looks like I can find a spot. I figure if it comes down to it, I can just camp up here too, but what fun is that? I have options. I have options here. I think I see a way down right here. Okay, I think this is gonna do. That's exactly what I was pointing at from up there. Looks flat enough, looks safe enough, nice open spot. I can have a nice safe fire pit here, even disassemble it in the morning. Nothing like a wild, primitive stealth camp in the Loyalsock Forest. Here we go. Okay, so I've been nonstop busy here. Got set up, got the shell of the tent set up, fire pit made. I need to go get more wood and make sure I have enough wood for the night because it's starting to get dark already. Very rocky underneath me here. Using a rock here to keep this side of the tent down, and the rest of them are barely hanging in there, but I might doctor them up later. So this is where we're going to be tonight. Primitive wild stealth camping here in the Loyalsock State Forest, right along Pleasant Stream. The railroad trail we're on is right up here. So we'll finish that up tomorrow, take that to Mayston. And then we'll hit up on Cherry Ridge Trail to venture out of here. So I just did my usual toast to the trail, and I'm out here and I've been kind of quiet the whole time, and I kind of just said rather loud, because I'm here like in the middle of nowhere by myself, you know, here's to you old loggers. And I took a drink of my apple cider here, and I heard a big knock behind me, like something hitting the side of a tree, like wood on wood, you know what I mean? A couple seconds went by, I didn't think anything of it, and then I said, wait a minute. From the railroad that used to haul timber out of here, after I toasted to the old loggers. Weird. The things I wish I get on camera that I didn't. Anyway, I still got to get set up here. Enjoying listening to Pleasant Stream. Sawing some firewood and staying cozy. It's not even 32, I don't think. I got a little thermometer on me. It's an old one. It's half of it's a whistle, and then I think it's a magnifying glass, and there's a thermometer on the other side. It's really hard to read. I still can't find my digital one. I might have to get a new one. But according to that, it's not even freezing, but it is kind of close to the fire here. Pretty fun being out here. Yeah, I had to get on the camera here to kind of distract myself from overthinking what I just heard. I'll try to capture some more sounds on the camera here. Until then, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, great news. So I'm here. I'm just putting things in my tent, getting the sleeping bags ready and everything. And I look in the very bottom of my thing as I pull everything out, and the garbage bag came out that I keep everything in to keep dry. And right at the very bottom is my thermometer. I swear I checked through that night. It's not, I didn't see it. I found it. I found my thermometer. Let's hope the battery's not dead. Awesome. I swear I checked that I checked it at home and everything too. Oh, it works. We're gonna get exact temperatures. I got so excited when I saw that. I was like, I'm gonna have to get a new one. I have no idea where it could be. Right off the bat, it says 41. Let's put it over here by the tree. Let's put them right there. Well, it's time for me to call it a night. Last I checked, the temperature out there was 28 degrees. So far, I'm pretty snug and warm in here. The fire is completely dead, so. And we're gonna continue on this trip tomorrow. And I got my sleeping bag upside down. Okay. I got like 2 pillows here. Where's the other one at? There you are. I have a little stack of firewood ready for the morning to warm myself up if need be, which I'm sure I will. And bear canisters put away. It's quite comfortable in here. Gonna listen to Pleasant Stream and continue this journey in the morning. We got to finish up the rest of S&NY trail to Mason. Let's take the railroad to Mason and we'll keep talking about the rest of the history of the Susquehanna, New York Railroad. See you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. I slept awesome last night, but I don't want to get out of the sleeping bag because it's pretty cold. Poking my head up out here now to adjust my eyes. That was a good night's sleep, nice and quiet, just listening to the Pleasant Stream. I'm gonna get up and make some coffee and get on the trail here, the old railroad. Just deflated my sleeping pad. Boy, it's rocky underneath this thing. I'm just sleeping on a bunch of rocks. I think I might start a little fire and have some cowboy coffee before I go. Definitely having coffee, but I think I'm definitely gonna do a fire. Quick one. And then get back on this adventure. I really enjoy coffee in the woods. Let's see if I still got this cowboy coffee recipe down here. Oh, it's steaming hot. Oh yeah, better than any instant. Okay, we're all packed up, leave no trace. I got the fire pit disassembled and I hit it as much as I could. I really wanted to put rocks under, a nice flat rock underneath it to really protect the floor. I didn't put enough effort into finding something like that, but I did want to try to leave no trace. Everything's cleaned up and we're gonna hit the trail here. That coffee was so good. Okay, here we are back up on the railroad. The old S&NY. Birds are chirping. Everybody's happy today. Overnight low was 28 degrees and right now it's 36 when I left camp. I mean, it's been colder than that on some of my spring backpacking trips in the morning, you know, so that wasn't bad. Stayed warm all night too. Had the 2 quilt system going again. Under quilt from Hammock Gear, top quilt from Thermarest. I would like to upgrade that top quilt here soon, possibly this year. I had a few suggestions from my last winter trip, only one of which I could make happen on this trip.
It was pointed out to me by a friend of the channel that my water purification tablets I used on my last trip were known to be non-effective to some parasites that can be found in untreated water. This is from the CDC website referring to water treatment while in the backcountry. What I used on my last trip was iodine, and you can see it has no effect on some parasites. Boiling water is still the best option when treating water, along with a sterile pen that uses UV light. That was also recommended to me by another friend of the channel, but it was just a little out of my price range at over $100. but I am considering getting one in the future. Thanks for the suggestion. What I chose was the chlorine dioxide drops for this go-around, which have a higher chance of getting all the bad stuff out of my water, more than the iodine tablets.
I went in and ordered those. I tried those out this morning. I did what the directions said. Make a 1 liter of water, 5 drops of part A, 5 drops of part B, mix them together. Let that stand for 5 minutes and mix it up in my bottle behind me here. And I was worried because 10 drops of something isn't very much. I mixed it in a medicine cap. But I'm pretty sure I got every last drop of that cap in the bottle there, so we'll see how it goes. I found some nice clear flowing water, so I mean that only goes so far. So now back to the history of the Susquehanna New York Railroad. I think where I left off was like 1902 maybe. In 1906, the demand for timber was so high, we're coming into the timber boom now, or we're in it. The demand for timber was so high that improvements were made to the grade of the railroad. Steel bridges replaced wooden bridges. They wanted to haul more timber more efficiently and at a higher rate. And then a terminal was added in West Williamsport. And in 1906, that same year, this railroad carried 78,000 passengers. I think I see the bridge going to Mason up ahead of us here. So we're just about there. So that's it for my portion of the Susquehanna New York Trail. Now it's going to continue going up this way, and I'm sure the remnants of it are all the way there to Towanda. But I'm going to jump on the old loggers path here and head to Cherry Ridge. First, we're going to stop at Mason. That's a much more pleasant way to cross Pleasant Stream than I did yesterday. So here we are at the bottom. This is the road I was going to come down, Mason Road, yesterday. My car wasn't coming down that, don't mind, especially at the top. It was deep. I got stuck at the top just trying to like see how it would go. Oh man, I thought I was going to be camping there. Okay, that's cool. They got a bathroom station here now. That's new. And I was thinking about trying to hike to here last night and camp here. It would have been a really nice camp area here. This parking lot is full when it's in season here for summertime backpacking weather. This popular trail. Well, this has been quite a while sitting in there, way more than a half hour they ask. Like I said, I'm worried about the amount of drops. I hope I got them all in there. I'm like 99.9% sure I got every single drop in here for a liter. Just like last time, if I get sick, I'll let you know. Did I or didn't I? Here's the chlorine dioxide. Tastes like ice cold water. So as I take my break here in the ghost town of Mason, this was where C.W. Soanes had one of the largest sawmills in the area. Now, if you've been up the Loyalsock Trail or around the area, you might have heard of Soanes Pond. Now, I'm gonna confirm this when I get home, but I'm pretty sure that's probably named after the same person. And during the early part of the 20th century, the S&NY had 2 round-trip passenger cars and an extra car added on Sunday for flower excursions in the areas. This railroad was a vital instrument in connecting the rest of Pennsylvania railroads to the rest of the country. And this particular camp we're at here too was a camp by the CCC workers in the 30s. This is the site of the Mason camp, from 33 to 41. There were little boom towns all up and down this rail that had shops for people to visit. That would have been fun to take a ride on that. that's gonna about wind my trip up for the S&NY. We're gonna jump up on the Cherry Ridge Trail and get back to the car. Now, the S&NY trail, is it a good option to divide the old loggers path? Absolutely. It's marked well, it's easy to follow. That beginning part I did where I parked the car wouldn't be part of that excursion, connecting the two sides of the old loggers path. That was a connector trail to the old loggers path, and that was really grown in, but fun. But yes, it'd be very doable. You could definitely make a trip out of that. 1 night trip, 2, 3 night trip out of that small portion of the old loggers path. Now let's look at the other connector trail up this way. So we just hiked up Crim Road. It's part of the old loggers path. And right up here next to me is where Cherry Ridge Trail starts. Believe it or not, you can actually drive your car on this when the weather's right. It doesn't look like anybody has driven on this or walked on this for a while now. It's been very peaceful walking through this, and nobody's hiked on this trail since the snow came down. I don't know how long it's been here, but so now we're going to go in uncharted territory here. There's a large parking area here too. Now I know in my last video I was on a ski trail and I mentioned that you shouldn't be hiking on these blue blaze ski trails when they're ready for cross-country skiing. And I didn't really think that through too much, but when I planned this out, this is a blue blaze trail and it looks like it's pretty good condition for skiing. So what I've been doing since I hit the trail is I'm just walking off to the side. Those little tracks you see in the middle were from animals. So I'm going to try to be as proper as I can on this. I'm just trying to be a positive role model out here for anybody who wants to do all this stuff. Try to play it by the book. Already had a bunch of snow drop down between my backpack and my back already. That was cold for a while. This is awesome being out here though. It's like a snapshot. It's like a picture taken. It's like frozen in time. It's gonna be fun. This latter part of the trail has been very sloppy. I'm just walking along the edge. Nobody's cross-country skiing on this, let alone getting their car here. But yeah, it's pretty sloppy here. Feet have been wet for a while. Keeping my eye out, but I didn't see a trail off to my left here, or my right as I'm walking back this way. And I think I might have passed it up. I'm gonna walk back a little ways to see if I did. If not, I'll turn around and go further. Maybe it is up a little further than what I thought it might be. Maybe this section worked out for the best too. We're still on Cherry Ridge Trail, And this is part of the trail where it's really showing off that we're up on a ridge, the Cherry Ridge, overlooking the rest of the forest. Way down there is Old Loggers Path. Now I'm hoping up here, I'm gonna see a trail off to the right that's gonna lead down to Mayston Road, actually, is where it's gonna lead to. It's gonna follow a stream. So I figured, worst case scenario, I'll follow the stream down. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's hope there's a nice blue blaze trail going off to the right here soon. Just like that last one I was supposed to find. Okay, now we're here where the trail is supposed to break off from Cherry Ridge and go this way. I don't see anything as of yet, but that's the stream that leads down to Mayston Road. I'm gonna cross up here, cross this, head up here, and see if there's a trail on that side going down. Use these logs here maybe. Feet are already kind of wet anyway, so. Well, the animals have been taking this path. Definitely. I was really hoping to see a nicely marked trail, but I don't. But maybe one will turn up if I go that way. Oh, I think I may have found it. I crossed the stream right where I said there and came up here above the stream, and there is a trail. Now it's unmarked as of yet, but this is clearly a trail. The name of the stream here, well, at least there is this unnamed stream here, and there's another unnamed stream on the other side of the mountain there, but they both lead into Short Run. So I'm pretty sure you could call this Short Run. This is probably some branch of Short Run. Unmarked trail that's leading down the Mayston Road. Like in the middle of nowhere here. On an unmarked trail, unnamed trail, in the middle of the Loyalsock Forest. And look at this view of the valley I get. So this little unmarked trail I'm on is really starting some switchbacks going down. It's keeping you up above the stream here, but it's getting pretty steep and it's switching back on down. So I do carry crampons with me on these winter trips. And what crampons are basically claws you put on your feet. They're gonna cling to the side of the hillside better than my slippery old boots here. Now I've been carrying them, and I think this is a good excuse to use them, and I think it's the proper thing to do right now since I have the equipment to do it. They're pretty easy to put on. I used them once going out sled riding, and man, I can tell you what, I could take that sled up that hill, no problem. Anyway. And they just clip on. It came with some attachments for deep snow, and I don't know how important they will be to have, and I don't know how deep they mean. But they sure do go on nice and easy. Here we go. Got claws on my feet. And let's see how they go. Got like superpowers now. They call me Clawfoot. There's a little orange flag here. So somebody's on something here. Now that was the best decision of the trail there, put these things on. This is steep here going down. I don't know if I'd be having a real hard time doing this without these. Well, this brings it to a whole new level for me with these things on my feet. I'm having so much fun. This tickles me, man. I'm just walking like down this like no problem. There's a slushy spot up there. There was no snow. It was just leaves and mush, and I had to go through it. It was steep too. I just walked right down it. I'd be slipping this way and that down here without these things. Awesome. Walking along this too. I was way up there on top. Look at that up there. I was way up there. We came down that with these things. Clough, what they call me. You hear that? And now we're getting down close to the stream here. Now I'm coming up to the point now where the stream I've been hiking next to is going to connect with the other stream and go into Short Run. Now on the map, they're calling that other stream Short Run. This one doesn't have a name. I'm going to call it Short Run too, but if you know otherwise, let me know. And there's the old confluence. And I do believe I see a road up here. Now this is going to be right around the same area, right when we got off the trail to meet up with the OLP. And this is that stream I heard, Short Run. Well, here we are back up on Mason Road. Whoa, I gotta see. Take these off now. Those really made it really fun at the end there. This was a really fun trip for me. I really had a fun adventure on this one. Having these claws on my feet at the end were awesome. I can't wait to incorporate these more in a few of my trips. But I don't think I'm gonna need them on this road here. I'm just gonna hike this road back to the car. Well, the road over here doesn't look nearly as bad as over there on the side with Mason. So this is right up the trail from where I linked up to it yesterday. And the old Loggers Path is a great trail on its own. The whole trail is basically railroad grade. There's points up the vistas and things, and it's a fun adventure in itself. Well, that was a lot of fun for me. I'm gonna call it for this trip. I really had a lot of fun planning that, learning about it, and sharing what I knew with you. Hope you had a good time too. Hope you can use this information to connect this trail if you want. And I guess that's it. See y'all next time.